Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my Shop My Stash for the month of May, but let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Okay, so first up I have these e.l.f. lip plumping glosses. I've had these in my Shop My Stash for like 2 months now. I really like them, but it is time to do something else, so I'm going to put these back. All the items that I'm going to put back, I'm going to start putting in this clear container just to make things a little easier. Next, I pulled these two NARS Velvet Lip Glides. I actually had these for a while and I kind of forgot about them. Now that I brought them in for my Shop My Stash, I kind of want to keep them because I was really enjoying those. I also pulled this Dose of Colors lipstick in the shade Fudge, I believe. Yeah. And I did use this once as a lip liner, but I want to get some more use out of this, so I will be keeping it. And I also have this Dose of Colors lip gloss in the shade Moi. I'm almost done with this, but now that I'm looking at it and after using it, I really think it's expired. So I might just go ahead and throw this away and open up a new one, because I do have backups of this, but I think this one is expired. So I'm going to toss this right into the garbage. I also have my AOA lip balm in here. I'm not sure if this was even in my Shop My Stash, but I just have it right there, so I'm just going to leave it. Next, for bronzers, I have my Fenty Cocoa Naughty and my Fenty Cream Chocolate bronzer. This is a recent purchase for me, but I've really been liking it, so I'm going to keep this one. And I'm going to go ahead and put Cocoa Naughty back. As much as I love this bronzer, it's just time to try something new, because I bought a lot of new bronzers and I need to try those ones out, so I'm gonna put that back. Next, I have my Fenty Mean Money Hustler Baby highlighter. I am trying to pan this, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this in here. Two more highlighters that I pulled is the Gold is the New Black from Dose of Colors. I did get some pretty good use out of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back since I have so many highlighters to try. And I also pulled this NARS Orgasm highlighter, and I only use this a couple of times and I really like it, and I want to use it some more, so I'm going to keep this in here. I feel like this is going to last me forever, because you just literally need the smallest amount, and yeah, this is going to last me forever. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Next, for blush, I have the ColourPop Trippin' blush. Yeah, I don't think I use this one, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this. And then I have the MAC Raisin blush, and I did use this a lot. And now that I have this, I realize how much of a dupe the e.l.f. Always Spicy blush is for this product. If you have the e.l.f. Always Spicy blush and you love it, then you might just want to go ahead and skip this if you already have this one. I really do enjoy this formula, but I also enjoy this formula, so I would not be able to decide between the two because the shades are so similar. But yeah, I really love both of these blushes. Just wanted to share that little dupe with you guys. And next, for powders, I have the Hourglass Veil powder. I love this stuff. Like, this stuff is so good, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it back because I've had it in my Shop My Stash for a couple months now. And then I have the Fenty Beauty Lavender. I still have not tried this yet, and I don't even know if this was in my last Shop My Stash or if I just put it in there in the meantime, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep that in there. And next, for concealers, I have the MAC concealer palette. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back. I did get some good use out of it, but it's time for something else. I also had these ColourPop concealers in here that I'm also gonna be putting back. Oh, another powder that I forgot to mention and I forgot to use is the It Bye Bye Poreless Pressed Powder. I'm gonna actually put this up here instead of putting it in there because the little items be getting lost. And next, for primers, I have this Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one in because I don't want it to expire on me. And then I have the Hourglass Veil Primer. I'm gonna also put this back. So next, for single eyeshadows, I have the e.l.f. Mini Melt No Budge eyeshadow stick in the shade Meant For You. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back. I really like this. And I also have the MAC Dazzle Shadow in I Like To Watch. I've heard that these are now at Marshall, so if you see these, you should definitely pick them up. This is one of my favorite single eyeshadows ever, so you should definitely pick this up if you see it. And I also have these ColourPop Cream eyeshadows. I've actually been really enjoying these, but they do dry fast, like super fast. I think I'm going to keep them in here because of that. I don't want to put them back in my collection and forget, because those seem like they're going to dry out fast. And next, for eyeshadow palettes, I have my two e.l.f. Mini Melt palettes. I love these so much. I really hope they bring these back because I really enjoy them, and I would want to do a video on them, but only if you guys would be able to purchase them. I don't want to like do a eyeshadow look and then y'all can't even purchase the items, so I'm going to put these back in my collection. And next for eyeshadows, I have this Winky Lux Fruity Kitten palette. I have used this. I wasn't gravitating to this palette as much. I did use a few shades, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in my collection. I also pulled my Dose of Colors Francation palette. I have no problem with ever pulling from this. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in my collection because I feel like this is like my go-to palette and it doesn't necessarily need to be in my Shop My Stash. Next I pulled the Amrezy palette and I did get some good use out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back as well. And next I pulled this Makeup Revolution palette that I hadn't tried yet until I put it in my Shop My Stash. It's the Forever Flawless one, and this palette really shocked me. I've been pulling from this palette every single time that I do eyeshadow now. I really love that shade right there. It's called Nymph. This Nymph shade is such a pretty brown. I really like Risky. This palette is so good. I'm going to keep this in my Shop My Stash for now. And next I have this Cheek Leaders palette from Benefit. To be honest, I only use this maybe once or twice, and I do want to get some more use out of this palette. It is so gorgeous. I actually customized it and put the Hoola Toasted in here because the Hoola bronzer does not work for me, and I didn't know that when I bought the palette for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did go ahead and pop that Hoola Toasted in there, and now I can use almost every shade in this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep that in there along with that. I also have this MAC Prep and Prime Fix It setting spray that I think I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in a giveaway. I'm gonna put a lot of little samples like this in my next giveaway. I am doing a 2K subscriber giveaway and I have a bunch of really good products, so make sure you're subscribed so that when I announce that giveaway you can enter, because I have some really good stuff. I think this might be like my best giveaway so far, so make sure you're subscribed. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these items back in my collection and then we'll shop my stash. Okay, so first I'm gonna pull a highlighter. I know this is like super out of order, but I'm just going in the order that I have my makeup stored. So over here I have all of my highlighters. This is gonna be so hard. So I did just get this Becca Champagne Pop highlighter. If I remember correctly, I really like this shade, so that's a maybe. I also got this Marc Jacobs liquid highlighter from Marshalls, and I actually really been enjoying this, so I'm definitely going to use that. I'm also going to go ahead and pull my Maybelline Master Chrome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and pull this as well. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull both of my Becca highlighters. I have the shade Chocolate Geode and Champagne Pop. I'm going to go ahead and just pull both of these so I can just have like 4 options. I think that is enough. You know what? I still have not used this highlighter and I want to. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put my Becca highlighters back. Instead, I'm actually gonna pull this Anastasia highlighter. I had this in my Shop My Stash already and I didn't use it, but I want to try to use it along with this Dose of Colors highlighter in the shade Royal Hotness. I got this off of Amazon for like $7. Okay, and it is just really pretty. Do you guys see that? It's just really pretty. I want to try that out. So these are the highlighters that I'm going to pull. I like to have options, so those are my options. Next for blush, I already know I want to pull this MAC blush in the shade Rosie Does It. I just got this from Marshalls for $12 and I think it is so pretty. Look at this. Look at that. I want to give it a try, so definitely pulling that. I also just got these 2 new Milani blushes. It's like from their new collection. This is the Cherry on Top and the Peach of Me one. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you guys. Look at that. That is so pretty. And the Cherry on Top one. This is kind of reminding me of Red Vino, but ooh, that is super pretty. Yeah, definitely pull both of those. I also got the cream blushes to match, so I'm gonna pull these as well. This is I Cherish You and You're a Peach. I might as well just pull them all out. So that's 5 blushes. That's more than enough. I'm gonna stop there. And for bronzers, I'm gonna pull this Beauty Bakery Bite Size Smackaroons bronzer in the shade Perfect Blend, I think. I mean, it looks really pretty. I got this from Target and it's just their little mini bronzer. It's really pretty and warm and I want to try it out, so I'm going to pull that. I have one more bronzer down here. So I also have this basket of new stuff that I need to try, and let me just sort through this really quick. So I also want to try out this new Colored Rain bronzer that I bought and never tried. I got the shade Naughty Spice. and that is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this as well. Most of these are for videos, so I'm just gonna put this to the side. So I'm just gonna put that whole container to the side, but I did pull out my Beauty Bakery flower setting powder in the shade Plantain because I haven't tried it yet. I also got this from Target when I got the bronzer, so I might as well pull both of them. We might as well get into setting powders, right? I'm also going to pull my Laura Mercier setting powder in translucent because I might as well use translucent powder. And next, getting into pressed powders, I already know I want to pull my Maybelline Superstay in 355. I did mention this in my dupes video because I feel like this is a dupe for the Fenty Beauty foundation powder foundation. So I'm just going to pull this out. And I'm also going to pull out the Rimmel Stay Matte translucent or transparent pressed powder. This stuff is really good. That is actually it for this entire drawer, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it. So here we are a whole 10 hours later because my battery died. I'm just gonna pick out a concealer. So I think I'm gonna pull my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I don't know why my camera isn't focusing, but I'm pulling out the Dose of Colors concealer as well as the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo concealer. Putting those in there. I think I'm good on concealers right now, so I'm gonna put that back. I actually pulled these setting sprays off camera because they're both new and I just had them sitting up here waiting for another Shop My Stash. I don't usually pull a setting spray, but I want to put these in my Shop My Stash because they're new and I want to really give them a good try. So I'm pulling both of these. I don't know why my camera isn't focusing. For primers, I also pulled this off camera. This is the Maybelline Master Prime with SPF 30. I really need to start using sunscreen and I honestly sometimes forget, so I think that this will be like really good to have to pull. My little basket is getting full. And now moving along to palettes. So we're going to start off with a palette that I picked off camera. This is the BH Cosmetics BFF palette. I just had to get this. It looks so pretty and I cannot wait to try it out. I'm going to do a first impression, so I definitely want to put this in my Shop My Stash and remember to use this. Also for eyeshadow palettes, I'm going to pull this Adept palette. So this Adept palette houses my Give Me Glow Cosmetics singles, and I have not used any of these over here, so I definitely want to get some use out of those and get more use out of these shades. I really love their formula and I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this, so definitely want to get some use out of this. I'm also considering this Iconic London palette that I got in my BoxyCharm last month. It's the Iconic London Sunset to Sunrise palette. It really looks pretty and I want to give it a chance. I really like that ultraviolet shade and this mimosa shade, even though I don't think that's going to show up on me. So this is a possibility. Here's another palette that I got in BoxyCharm that I have yet to try. This is the Ofra Cosmetics Good To Go palette. It has a bronzer that is too light for me, a blush, a highlighter, and 6 eyeshadows. I have not used this or even like touched it, so I think I'm gonna pull this out. I don't know, this is in the maybe pile as well. I'm gonna keep looking. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna pull out my e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. I love this palette and I get excited to use this every single time, so I'm gonna definitely pull this. Out of these two palettes, I prefer to use the Ofra palette only because it gives me more spring vibes than the Iconic London palette, and it's also older and it's been in my collection for a while and I still haven't used this, so I might as well pull it out. Honestly, I think that's enough as far as eyeshadow palettes go, so now we're gonna move down to face palettes. I already know that I want to use my Sephora Pro palette. I just got this during the VIB sale. It is so gorgeous and I cannot not put this in my Shop My Stash, so I'm gonna definitely pull this. I actually think that's it for face palettes because I do have that Benefit palette as well, so I don't want to overwhelm myself. I just think I'm gonna focus on those two this month. Okay, also for eyeshadow palettes, I do want to pull the Lemon Cello palette from ColourPop. I haven't tried this palette out yet, but it is so gorgeous. And it gives me blueberry lemonade vibes because the blue and the yellow, obviously, and I love blueberry lemonade, so I definitely want to pull this out. I think the palette is really gorgeous, and I hope that it performs well because sometimes ColourPop can be hit and miss. So I'm gonna add that. Y'all, we got a lot of palettes this month. Like, look at all that. That's crazy. So now let's get into lips. I feel like lips is always so hard and I end up just picking the same thing for that reason, but I want to pick other things. So I'm actually going to pull these Ulta Essence collab lip glosses that I got for $1 on clearance. I only tried one of these and it was really good. Haven't tried the other three, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these. I really don't know why my camera isn't focusing. I'm so sorry guys, but this is the best I can do right now. I want to pull some of my Juvia's lipsticks. Just look at that pretty red. It's called Perfect Red and it really is perfect. I'm kind of feeling like this might be a little bit much for the spring, but I'm gonna see if I can use this right now because I bought it and I need to use it. I'm also gonna pull the shade Lady. It's like a really nice muted nude. I think this will look really good with a brown lip liner, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. And I think that is actually it for lippies, especially since I do have other lippies that I'm keeping in my Shop My Stash, so I have a really good selection to choose from. This drawer houses more eyeshadows. I know, I'm ridiculous. My mom actually got this in her Boxy Premium and she gave it to me. You guys, that deep blue, that yellow, like I cannot, like I need to use this. I'm pulling this. It's going in there. That's definitely it for eyeshadows. I'm not pulling any more eyeshadows. That's it for real this time. So this is everything that I pulled and I'm gonna try to organize it into my little carry-on case thingy that I have. Hopefully that goes well and I'll let you guys watch as I do that. Y'all, it's getting late. I completely forgot to pull foundations, so I'm gonna pull the Fenty Pro Filter foundation, the Anastasia foundation, and the Maybelline Dewy Smooth. I got this top from Amazon because I hate pouring it, so I just got that, and I want to kind of see if these are a dupe for one another or not. And then I pulled the Fenty foundation for the hot days because I can't use these on hot days. So, and for foundations, I usually just put them on my actual vanity because I cannot put them in here. I don't want to lay them down or anything like that, and this one likes to spill, so I'm going to just go ahead and put it back on my vanity. So that is actually it for my Shop My Stash for the month of May. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and happy Mother's Day to all of my fellow mommies out there. I really hope you guys enjoy your entire weekend. You deserve it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.